Maybe I'll shoot the thumbnail here. Maybe that'll work. Let's see. Poof. Poof again. Magic poof. Shazam. What in the... What is this? What? Am I a Disney princess now? What the... It's magic. So, as you guys saw, PDM's still up to his little tricks. Today, what are we going to talk about? We are going to talk about 5 of the best big folding knives I have ever had. So, let's get to it. We're going to start with this one. So as I said, these are all going to be big folders. Each one of these is going to be over 8 inches. As you can see here on the mat, this one is just at about 8 3/4. This is one of the smallest ones there. This is the Reat Horizon D in carbon fiber and M390. This was the very first run of this knife. I picked one up when they first hit the market. And I can honestly say, I've said it in a bunch of other videos, definitely the best folding knife, all around production folding knife I have ever purchased. So if you can find one of the newer ones, they're every bit as good. This one is in carbon fiber and titanium. I have done the reanodizing on it. M390 blade that comes down to this beautiful drop point with a completely full fuller, done in a very robust steel M390. It's the first knife I ever got in M390. It still holds an edge. I have had 0 problems with this knife, except for a set of bearings that I screwed up and had to replace, and they were very, very responsive. Pocket clip on this is perfect. It's one of my favorite style pocket clips. It is a milled, sculpted pocket clip style. It does have the cutout on the outside, but it is nice and sculpted so it doesn't catch on pockets, and it's just beautifully done. Action on this, just listen. Probably the best action on any knife. I've never had any blade play or lock rock. The action on it is just shy of fall shut, and that's because this needs taken apart and cleaned. You can flick it off of the fuller, and in hand, it is very, very comfortable and very attractive. If you look at the blade on this, you can see I took some inspiration from several different knives when I designed my my stonefish, and the blade shape on this had a very... there's a lot of similarities in my blade shape to this because it's just an all-around great blade. Nice area of flat, big belly on it, comes up to a nice drop point. Mine's a little bit more slender and tapers down on the stonefish, but you can see these lines carry through. Just beautifully well done. The Reat Horizon D in carbon fiber, probably the best purchase I made. It's not a budget purchase. These were $410 when they first came out. I don't know how much they are now, but just buttery smooth, has broke in beautifully, and is still one of my most carried knives, and is an item I would never part with. Only thing I've ever done to it was I did open this choil up ever so slightly. The newer ones I've seen, I think David took my advice and opened that up ever so slightly, but I did open that up on a grinder just to give it a little bit more standoff from the edge. So there you go. First knife, Horizon D in carbon fiber and titanium. This knife is the Tucson TS383, I believe. Yes, the TS383 by Tucson Knives. This was one of the gifts from paying member. This thing is incredible. This gets a lot of use, extremely light, done in a great steel. The action on it is super, super smooth. It has a very unique look to it. It's not... at first you look at it and you're like, I don't know how I feel about that. But all of this milling and everything gives it a very, very light feel in pocket. Beautiful pivot, great blade, slices. It comes down to an extremely thin behind the edge profile that cuts really well. And it's in 14C28N, which is an incredible all around steel. It is a frame lock with one of the best pocket clips. That pocket clip feels a little weak, but when you put it in your pocket, it's just the right amount of tension. Does not obstruct coming in and out. No problems with this getting caught because the pinch point is well far away. And all that milling that you see on the outside, all those holes, it's also milled on the inside, including on the lock bar. So as far as weight for a knife that is above 8.5 inches, it is incredibly light, comfortable to carry, comfortable in hand, as square and like angular as this looks, incredibly comfortable in hand to cut with, no fatigue. The pocket clip is just about perfect in hand. it doesn't even taper down, but it does not make a hot spot. The access to the lock bar, this is like, other companies should take a look at how this is done, because while you have a very tight frame and it's not lifted up much, it has a lot of access because it's sculpted easily, and you can see just beautiful action. The only thing it's missing is there's no reverse flick action on this. And it does have a lanyard hole, but it's done in a way where it's not, it's really not in the way. I don't like the look of the lanyard hole as much as I do on some other knives. But, if you're looking for something like that, it's well out of the way to travel the blade. We talked about expensive beads and stuff, and you can tell by how much lint and stuff is in here. This gets a lot of pocket time and carry. Great, great knife. One of the top knives of the year that has come in, and it was a gift to me. So there you go, TS383. I think we all knew that this one was going to be here. This is the Megaron Knives Verona. So this came to me from Jared. This is mine as well. This was another gift. As a matter of fact, the majority of these knives were gifts to me on the channel. This thing is my all-around winner for budget knife, period. Hands down. I think this is going to be my pick for knife of the year, budget or otherwise. This thing is amazing. This one is all black, big fuller on it that you can reverse flick on, G10 scales on top of stainless steel liners that are just perfectly sized to give you a nice pop. Even though it's not a pop of color, it looks really good. They're nice and crowned and rounded, good backspacer. It does have a lanyard hole, but like the other knives we've talked about that I really like, it does have the lanyard hole through the backspacer, so there's no chance that this extremely sharp DC53 blade is going to touch it. DC53 is a steel. This is the only knife I have in that steel. You can't get these in that steel anymore, but I will tell you, this has got to be one of the best steels I've ever handled. It has a lot of things going for it. You can find the actual full video about this knife. Elegant, elegant, nice and large, 9 inches overall. A little bit more than 9 actually, just slightly over 9 on the mat, but it does not carry like a 9-inch knife. A lot of other really large knives feel big. This doesn't feel big in pocket. It doesn't feel big in use. It doesn't feel big at all. It's not heavy. It is just about the perfect overall knife. Action on this is guillotine, drop shut, scary smooth. If you happen to disengage this and your finger is in the way, you're going to cut yourself and cut yourself badly. Beautifully well executed for a knife that is well under $100. You're getting a ton of bang for your buck. And I will say, I forgot to say it, there's going to be purchase links for most of these knives down below because these are all knives that I would recommend. Great, awesome, awesome knife that you just cannot beat, in my opinion, at the price point. Does it have some minor things? Yes, it needs that sharpening choil needs to be opened up a little bit, but that would change the aesthetics in here. Everything is so well rounded and clean, and that big fuller gives it such a good look. I like having a big full blade fuller that runs the full length. Some people don't like that. I really find it attractive, and if it's done right, where it's consistent and even, it gives you a very, very good look. So there you go. Megaron Knives Verona. Beautifully, beautifully well done knife at a very affordable price. There's another knife that you guys probably saw coming on the list. This is that PMP Big Boy that was also a gift. Winston Cabretti sent me the TS383, this knife, and the next knife we're going to look at. This thing is incredible. Now, as far as overall knife of the year, not just being budget, because this is a couple $100 easy. This thing is probably tops when it comes to all around horsepower of a knife. Big, broad 14C 28N blade on this that comes down to a very, very thin slicey edge. Nice lockup. I don't even mind this pocket clip, even though that's a style pocket clip I don't like because it moves around a lot. As far as comfort level, you're not going to beat this knife. You can't even feel that pocket clip in hand. It's easy to carry. It fits in your pocket great. The only issue I've had is this is not as stainless as some of the other parts of the knife. As you can see, it's kind of corroded. I have had this rust and leave a rust stain on a white pair of basketball shorts because I was all sweaty and I carried it waistband carry. But other than that, you're not going to leave you're not going to scratch your car or anything like that because it's all nice and rounded. Beautifully, beautifully well done. Super good action, comfortable in hand. This looks like a Shirogorov that spent too much time at the buffet, if you want to know, for all honesty. And it is great. It cuts incredibly well, super comfortable. You can't go wrong with this knife. I don't know where you can get them right now. I'll try and find a link. The pocket clip is reversible, and you don't have any hot spots on this. Everything here has been chamfered and well done and everything like that. So no problems at all with this knife. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way and take a look at the next one. The last of the big boy folders here is, well, I mean the PMP Big Boy. The last of the big folders, I should say, is the Spyderco Police stainless steel plain edge that came to me as a gift from, once again, Winston Cobretti. This is the C07P model from Spyderco. I never purchased one of these. I always eye-oogled them, and I saw Matt's, which I still have here, and I always liked them, but I never could justify buying one because I didn't think that I would carry it that much, and I didn't think it was going to be a useful EDC, and I was absolutely wrong. I have carried this pretty much daily since I received it. This is an amazing knife. 4 points of carry. Spyderco is famous for providing you this option if you want to have it tip down. I don't understand why you would, but if you do, I mean, there's a justification for this knife because you have the Spidey hole and you can basically grab a hold of the Spidey hole and flick it away. I don't have a lot of room to actually do it. Long, gorgeous, thin, slender blade with this very aggressive look to it. Really straight with a little bit of a kick down at the very front. So you have a little bit of belly right here, which gives it a very thin, aggressive profile. Nice big swedge, beautiful stainless steel blade with the iconic police logo. One of the oldest still in production models from Spyderco. These are stainless steel press fit. You don't have to worry about blade play until the knife gets way older. These things hold up really well. There's not much you're going to do to these. It's going to damage them. Cuts so good. Even though it's a relatively thick edge, it still cuts really well. Hollow grind. Just looks good. And in hand, I have to say, as much as I may bag on Spyderco about some things, this knife and the Endura series, I mean, they're basically the same handle. So incredibly comfortable in hand. So I may bag on Spyderco about some things, but they do get the ergos right on this Endura series. The Police, the Delica, the Endura, the Endella, and the Matriarch 2. All of those knives fall in that whole category where they've got this same handle shape, and the ergos on them are amazing. Really robust lockback with the boy dent. Pocket clip, I'm not a fan of the pocket clip aesthetically, but I do have to admit, it gives you a really good secure carry, fairly deep, even though this is a big knife, and it's comfortable. There is no hot spot on this knife that I have found. Addresses the cut really well, cuts really well. As a secondary defense tool, it comes in a couple different models. If you're using this as self-defense or first responder tool, I mentioned this in the video we did yesterday. I would go with serrated if that's your primary purpose. But great knife all around. Really happy with it. Winston sent it to me. I was really happy with it, and I had some family contact with one, or family. What do you say? Closeness with. How do I say? Emotional attachment, family attachment to this, because my father had one of these he lost. I told the story about it. So there you go. Guys, let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day. Hopefully PDM doesn't mess with me in the outro. There you go, guys. There was 5 big, and I mean big, folding knives. Those are all really large knives. I know they probably don't look as big on camera, or the fact that I have large hands, but they are all over 8.5 inches each. So I love all those knives. The things are great. Sometimes carrying a big knife is fun. I do gravitate more these days to these smaller, shorter blades, like 3.5 inch, sometimes less blades. Like I don't mind a 3-inch bladed knife. They are very useful and easy to carry. So there you go, guys. That's it on this one. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. But please try to tell me why. Can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, it's as simple as like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon. And if you do hit the bell icon, make sure you got notifications turned on your device so you get notified of everything I do. If you want to support the channel financially, like I said, I probably said it mid-roll, this channel is self-sponsored. I have a ton of affiliate links down below. Everything from the VPN that I use, Atlas VPN, which you can get for 83% off right now, to Blade HQ, and a ton of Amazon affiliate links that I have down there for tools, knives, stones, anything you'd want to purchase, and anything you click on, even if it's not the item you clicked on, I still get credit for it, and it doesn't cost you anything at checkout. Other ways you can do it, I have it in merchandise store down below. Anything you purchase on there, I can save you 10% on Ember Shirt Co. at checkout with the coupon code CrazySharp, capital C, capital S, CrazySharp, all one word. Saves you 10% at checkout. And if you send me pictures of you wearing my merchandise, I will put them in a video. And the final way is I have a membership down below that is a lot of fun. It's tier-based. Everyone, all the tiers get access to my Gilded server and save $5 off my sharpening service. The premium and baseline tier members get entered into a giveaway that I do on the Gilded server about monthly with some pretty high-end stuff, usually about $100. And the premium tier members have access to a premium tier sharpening tutorial series that I've done that is on YouTube, and only they have access to it. So there you go, guys. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I will see you in the next video.